What's going on, everybody? What's happening? It's your boy, Big Q, Smart Guy Big Q. This is the Smart Guyz Tech Podcast. We back in for another week. I know we missed last week was a holiday weekend, so we kind of had a little bit of a hiatus. But I'm here, Smart Guy Big Q here. I'm joined by my dynamic duo partner.
What up? What up? It's the boy Keon X in the building.
Yeah. So, man, what has been going on? We missed the whole weekend. Was good. I got some exciting stuff to talk about because last week while everybody was chilling, grilling hot dogs and doing all that old weird stuff, you know, Samsung was making way. Well, it wasn't really. Samsung was in the news for the wrong reasons. It wasn't really Samsung making all the noise, but Samsung caught most of the viral part of it. So, but it's gonna be good.
Samsung was in the news. Say that.
Listen, it was fun, right? It was some good stuff. It was gonna be cool to talk about. We're gonna talk about that today. We're talking about the SAM, quote unquote virtual assistant, which took the world by storm about a week ago. Also, Keon, I was just like looking at TikTok because I'm a TikTok guy, right? We've established that here on the show, right?
That's right. For some reason.
And I caught you slipping. I saw a tweet you put out that was talking about something on TikTok, and I said, okay. So for somebody who don't look at a lot of TikTok, they tweet about TikTok.
So I don't have like the TikTok app downloaded anywhere. I don't go on TikTok online, but I do watch other podcasts, and they talk about TikToks. And so one of the TikToks that they were talking about, for me, is like the best thing ever. It's not really appropriate for this show, but it is a very funny TikTok. But I
took your tweet out of context. That's what you're saying?
I feel like you read a lot into it, and it was very surface level tweet.
I saw Keon. I saw at Chaos Sir talking about TikTok. That's all I needed. That's it.
Exactly. You're reaching over there.
That's all I needed. But yeah, but I'm a TikTok guy, right? And I was just thinking about I was seeing some TikTok people kind of like having these conversations with one another about what is it called, virality? How things go viral or whatever, and how likes matter so much in the TikTok community. Like it's a big freaking deal, and so it just got me to thinking, like, well, how because I know subconsciously we don't really think about that social media like, but that social media like is powerful. And we'll talk a little bit about
I actually disagree, but we'll talk about that.
Hey, I did some research on it, man, and it's that social media like is it's a little bit more important than people think. But
I agree and disagree. So we'll get into that.
We'll get into it, right? We'll get into it. But yeah, so that's what's on deck for Smart Guyz Tech Podcast episode 16. I think that's where we at right now. I think it's episode 16, and that kind of thing. So yeah, man, missed you a little bit last week. But of course, everybody was chilling. It was good. I was getting caught up in all the social media news and stuff, and and I'm just gonna get right. Let's talk about this first before we get into the fun stuff. Because
before you start, I want to let everybody know who's watching or listening. This week is WWDC. Apple's doing a lot of stuff, but we're not gonna talk about it this week. We may talk about it another week.
So basically, you're talking about you gonna hold them hostage in a week or two.
Yeah, we're gonna hold off.
So you're gonna hold them hostage and waste a whole hour. They're never gonna get
because people are gonna ask like, yo, what about iOS 15? What about this and that? Like, why aren't y'all talking about it? Hey, we got y'all.
Really? You think people really care about iOS?
I know people. I know people care.
So I don't know if you remember this, key. This reminds me of something. Just to kick Apple all the way to the curb. The general takeover is in the building. What's going on?
Of course.
But we did a Smart Guyz Tech podcast years ago about Windows 10 and how they said, Windows 10 is going to be the last version of Windows or whatever. Did you see the news about? What'd you think about that?
I saw a tweet. A tweet is running around, and it's like, from the people who said that this is the last version, surprise, a new version coming out. I love it. I thought I mentioned you in the tweet, but I guess not. But
no, I don't know. I don't know if I saw it or not. But I was actually a little bit disappointed in Microsoft
because if you improve, eventually your version of your software is going to be so different from what it began with. You should probably call it something different.
Yeah, but you already told people. This is what you told. This is what they said, and we did a whole podcast about it. But they said, "Oh, we believe in Windows 10 so much, and we believe in the growth and scalability of it so much that this is going to be the last version that we ever put out. Yes, we're going to improve it, and yes, we're going to, we'll see it grow and manipulate, but it's always going to be Windows 10." And that's what they told us. And we got on this podcast.
That's a stretch.
And I believed it. You know what I'm saying? I believed it. I was all into it. I was like, yes, I believe that. That's what we're going to do. You know what I mean? But here's what it is, right? So
apparently there's going to be an 11. I don't know if it's been proven or like facts or not, but apparently there's going to be an 11. Have you heard anything about it? Because Microsoft is good about keeping software updates for a couple of years. Like, Apple does a big update every year, every 2 years, but Microsoft does because 7 lasted for a long time.
It did. I don't know if it was about 8 or 9, 10 years, something like that. Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah, 8 was a kind of a little smaller, but 10 lasted for 6 years.
They had to crush that 8 down pretty quickly. The reception was pretty rough on that.
But they're good for keeping their stuff for 6, 7 plus years.
Yeah.
So have you heard anything about 11?
I haven't heard anything, and it's weird because I've been on the Windows Insider program for years, and my version of Windows that I run on my machines is so far ahead of everybody else's that I'm actually surprised none of that stuff that they're getting ready to announce is leaked down to us. But I guess they even saving that until the announcement before they even show it to us. You know what I mean? Because the Windows, my versions of Windows is probably about 4 versions ahead of everybody else's. Because when I look at my wife's computer or a computer at work or whatever, I look at it and I'm like, what the hell is this, right?
Wait, is that drastic? You can tell by just looking at it?
Yeah, the UI and the folder color, the folders have colors on them. That the icons are different. It looked like I look at my laptop, it looked completely different than the ones I see at on the shelf at work. Yeah, so I'm used to looking at that, right? So I don't know if there's some of the stuff they've been testing with us since it's not been released officially yet. Is some of that stuff going to be in the new version? The stuff that we've already seen. I don't know, but I was excited about it because I would just kind of. The whole naming scheme was like they said that it was always going to be Windows 10. I don't know why they couldn't just do another, just another.
I don't know why a software company would commit to having just one big name.
It. That's what they said.
But why would you say that?
That's what they. We talked about it when they said it. I was like, well, you kind of you can kind of paint yourself into a corner there, bro.
Now, and I will say that I do bring up Apple a lot. I'm gonna bring up Apple again. Apple did, was it Mac OS or Macintosh, whatever, 10 point whatever for
we've been on 10
20 years.
Right, it was on for a long time.
It was forever. So, I mean, I guess I can see it doing it that way, kind of, but with Windows, they already had their own system set up, so they couldn't just say 10.1, 10.2 and keep it going. So, even Apple did, hey, we got to change it up. It's 11 now or 12 now or whatever.
And my thing is, it must be a complete. I mean, I'm gonna say maybe not 100% departure from what we had on Windows 10, but it got to be drastic enough for them to say, well, we have to separate it from, what we currently have. You know what I mean? What up, CJ? We're glad you're here. You know what I mean?
CJ in the building.
So while we're talking about Microsoft and Windows, let's flip the script. So you remember how I was celebrating last year, a couple years ago, when we first got Xbox Game Pass and Xbox first started kind of playing with having the games be able to be played everywhere, PC, phone, and all that. And we start getting some of those exclusives on PC. I'm a PC guy, right? Because I don't even own a console now. I ain't owned a console in years, but I can play pretty much any Xbox game I feel like it, right? So I got the news that Sony was getting ready to do the same thing. That they're going to make not like a Game Pass type situation. I don't want to put that out there because that's not true.
Right.
That's not what it is.
Right.
But it's going to make some of their exclusives, like the Uncharted stuff, and maybe Spider-Man. Who I don't know. Maybe what I mean.
Wild.
But right now, it's confirmed that the next Uncharted game will be a PC game too.
So my take on that is twofold. One, and they're both like business aspects. One, you have an exclusive, you have something that says, hey, if you want this, you got to come into our ecosystem. Like, you can't just be everywhere, which is a double-edged sword. Cool, you get people to join in your system, and then they have to be a part of your whole environment. That's cool and all. But for the people who are like, this isn't enough, you're losing that sale. Right. And then you can go to the other round and say, you know what, fine, we'll put some of this game a little, we'll widen the approach for it, so you can get that extra money. But then it's like, is that going to cover the people that you're not getting to come over here? Because PlayStation, for a long time, has been known for the exclusive. PlayStation versus Xbox, that's a battle that, it's like iOS and Android, it's whatever. But PlayStation has their exclusive. That's one of their big things. Microsoft has had like the whole entertainment system, and like you making everything talk to everything else. So now you're kind of losing that little, like that little advantage you had. Because I like being a part of the PlayStation system and saying, hey, I've got Horizon, I've got Far Cry, I've got Uncharted, I've got Spider-Man, I've got all these games that you can never have. Right. And then now it's just like they're coming out everywhere else.
I'm thinking, like, what would make them want to do that? Because you're right. I feel like, that's kind of what kept, and I mean, because honestly, it's embarrassing, like the landscape of the whole, what a PlayStation, numbers are versus like what Microsoft is doing. I don't even want to look because it's that bad, right? You know what I'm saying?
And the funny thing is, Microsoft has exclusives. They just don't build their like identity around it.
Right. Sony's I mean, the Sony, like, to see where this PlayStation came from and like to see where it's at now, it's like, I mean, the Nintendo and Microsoft kind of dominated this thing for such a long time. Like, it's weird when I saw that little pie chart that showed like how much market share the PlayStation has right now. It blew my mind. It actually was a little bit scary. I actually didn't believe it at first, but because I was thinking,
well, and Nintendo is always going to have that lead because Nintendo's like 90% exclusive. Right, they're not giving you. They're not selling their people out to anybody. They'll take some games, like I've seen Call of Duty on like a Wii or something, and it was whatever. But like they don't even care. It's like, hey, we know what we have, and this is all we're ever gonna have. We're gonna keep building Mario for 50 years, Zelda for 50 years, Pokemon for 50. Like it's just that's us.
You know what I mean?
You know exactly what you're coming over here for. We're not even really trying to compete. We just have our section. Y'all come over here. So it's fun to see Sony kind of giving up that piece of them.
And honestly, I think they're just testing it right now because I don't know if Microsoft if this is helping them by having their games available on so many different platforms. So you can play Xbox games on your phone, you can play them on a PC, you can play them on your console or whatever. And, for people like me who I just despise consoles, I'm gonna lean toward Microsoft because I can play those games on my PC, and because I'm never gonna buy a console, right? So they're never gonna be able to sell me one. But
I do have a question. So if you have a PC, you don't have an Xbox, like don't have one at all, never had one, you can buy an Xbox game. You don't need an Xbox just to buy the game, right? You can just buy it from the Microsoft store.
You don't need a console whatsoever. No.
Okay.
That's dope. That's dope. The only requirement they used to have, I don't know if it's still true, but when Xbox Game Pass first came out, to play them on a phone, you had to have an Xbox controller. You couldn't use like a third-party jiggamajig. But I don't know if that's true now. But that's what it was in the beginning. You know what I mean? But I'm excited. I want to play some Uncharted. And then you know what? If the Uncharted this thing does well, because I guess they're looking at what happened with Grand Theft Auto, and they milked that game been poor.
Grand Theft Auto 5 has been out for like 8 years.
But it's on like 17 different platforms.
Everywhere. It's literally any game system that's been out for the past like 5 years that's coming out now. Grand Theft Auto 5 is there.
And Rockstar is making a killing off of it because they make so much money off that game. They don't care where people play it at. If they can get that game to be,
they
played
don't care about that. They don't care about like the hacks because there's so many hacks and mods to it. They don't care. Like some games, if you hack it or mod it, they're like, "We'll ban you from the game." Right. Rockstar does not give.
As long as you buy them shark cards, as long as you buy them shark cards and all that, look, they don't care. Have at it, right? Maybe somebody
you're just letting them know what they should do for the next game. Like, what are people doing out here?
That's right. That's exactly what it is, right? So and I'm just thinking that maybe they'll do something like that, where they'll put a little service out where you don't have to buy a PlayStation. Because like I said, I'm one of them kind of people, and I know it's a small amount of us, but there is the group of us. We just never they can't sell us a console. Ain't nothing they can do to make me buy a box to hook up to my TV. I'm not going to do it ever. You know what I'm saying?
It's definitely you. Because for me, I like it because that means it has a dedicated purpose. Like this is not a multi-purpose. Even though you can watch Netflix, listen to Spotify, pictures,
but
you can do whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But this is a game console. Like Xbox for me has always been like the new TV box. Like you can do all your stuff. I don't want that. I want my when I turn on my PlayStation, I know that means it's game time. There's nothing else. It's game time. And if I turn on my Apple TV, it's whatever.
Right. Yeah.
PlayStation means game time.
I just think that make a whole lot of sense. But it's just I'm gonna take. We talked about this plenty of times. But the what turns me off about the consoles the most is the cost of the games and the value of the game. So right now,
isn't the cost of the game the same on the PC?
It's not, because it's subscription based, so it's different. So you have the full catalog for $16 a month. And I don't even know if you add it up over the years' time, it may be the same, but I don't know. But how much a game costs? What, $60 now? Somewhere around in there?
$60-$70, depending on if you're new or old.
And how many AAA titles come out? Like they like what, 3-4 a month that you have to go buy, right?
But my thing is, so like I don't know how people buy games anymore. Because for me, I buy at most 5 games a year. Okay, I'll buy my Call of Duty game because I always buy every Call of Duty every year, and then sometimes I'll buy like a single player game like Spider-Man, like the exclusives. I'll buy like Spider-Man or Horizon or Uncharted or whatever. But I don't know how many people are buying, and I'm guessing like it's probably the young crowd, which I'm out of touch with. So I don't know how many like 18-year-olds, 22-year-olds.
I see some of the same cats coming to the store every month, and they walk out of there with like 3 or 4 games. That's whatever the hotness is that month. And it's almost like they don't even care what the game is. It's just new. It's out. It's those 4 games that came out for this month. I see the same dudes. They every month. They buy like 3 or 4 games every month. And to me, I'm like, oh, okay, 60 is 120. Oh my goodness, like really? They spend that much money on the game for a month?
That's wild to me, man. Yeah, I thought it would be the kids who were like, lower attention span. Maybe they're just like, oh, I need to play this. Oh, I need to play this. Because when I was younger, I used to have a whole catalog of games. But nowadays, it's like I need my one main, and then I got some, single player games.
Right. So. Yeah. So for me, like I said, the $16 a month, I get access to pretty much the whole catalog. Some of the games are you can't stream. You have to actually have a console to play. But most of the like newer, bigger games, you're gonna have access to those. Just some of those niche games, some of the older stuff. You might not be able to have access to something like that. You know what I mean? But the cost of the game turned me off, and the value of the game. So like what you put in 60 hours into a game, maybe that's all it's usually worth. About 60 hours, right? And depending on how some people do that 60 hours in 2 days. Some people do that 60 hours in a month. After that, how much is the game worth? About GameStop gonna give you $12 for it?
GameStop ain't giving you nothing. GameStop be like, we'll take money if you want.
Right? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like that right there, that turned me off. I can't do it. I can't get involved in that.
And $16 a month on very bad math is like around $180 a year. Yeah. So I mean, that's like 3 games. So if you plan on buying more than 3 games a year, it makes perfect sense. If you're only buying 1 game a year, it's kind of weird that you even have a game system at that point. It's like if you're only buying 1 game a year, what are you doing? Yeah. So I see it. I get it.
Oh yeah, so it has its perks, and I think that's the reason why Microsoft offers it, because there's some people who it makes sense for. I mean, look, you do give up a little something. You do give up some of the purity of the game because it's running off a cloud. So you're giving up a little bit of the bit depth and the clarity, maybe some of the frames per second.
You have to have like stronger internet for it. If it's an online game,
and you definitely don't want to do that if you're trying to be like a COD rank 12 like blue belt, whatever y'all call yourself. If you try to get into that arena, you better not be playing it from a cloud. You're gonna get hurt pretty bad.
Like I said, I tried Google. Was it Google Stadia? Is that that's the name? And it didn't work out for me. There was latency, and I was like, nah, I can't.
That comes with it. That comes with the territory. So there it is. So that's why it is. It's like, I'm not gonna. I don't think I'm very competitive in no video game. I'm just not. I haven't found a single video game that I'd be like, you know what, dude, come bring it on. Like I get some madness, something, but I don't think I'm that good that I can be like, I'll smash it.
Until I have like fiber just here and live. Like I think you might have fiber, but I don't have fiber. Yeah. So until I have fiber and stable, reliable internet, I can't rock with cloud. Like certain cloud things I can rock with, but cloud gaming, I can't.
Yeah. it's so crazy because I'm so used to the way my internet operates here at home, so I'm all about that cloud game. But I demo it for customers at work all the time, and they be like, "Bro, this right here ain't gonna get it."
When I first fired up the Stadia, like I pressed something to jump, and it took like a visual 2 seconds, and I was like, "Nah, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work."
If you can blink and open your eyes back up again, and the thing still ain't landed yet, yes, you get a problem.
It got better, obviously. I guess it was just like you had to learn the system or whatever. But at first, I was like, "Nah, fam."
Yeah. So I'm gonna show you and the audience this. I'm pretty sure we hit it about it at the beginning of the show. But let's get the jokes out now. Let's go ahead and
Let's go. Let's talk about it.
So I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna show this to everybody, and I just want everybody to go ahead and get we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Okay. Right?
Oh my god!
This is right here is so this company called Light Farm. They decided to create this artwork for a Samsung. I guess it was supposed to be like their virtual assistant or whatever. This ain't got nothing to do with Samsung. First, let me be clear. This ain't got
wait. Yeah. Answer it. Samsung did not make this, right?
No, Samsung didn't make this. This ain't got nothing to do with Samsung, right? Like not a single thing. But this company, Lightfarm, created this character. They showed it to some people, and everybody. And it wasn't even the 3D rendering that we see right here. It wasn't even that. It was actually a 2D like SketchUp type situation. Showed it to some people online. They went completely nuts over it. Then they went back to the lab. Right? Then they went back to the lab, and they created this right here. Sam, the quote unquote virtual assistant. The internet went nuts, and Keon.
The internet went stupid.
And you know about the
Rule 34. Rule 34 and hard effect. For every So like I see this going around Twitter because I've been on Twitter a lot lately. I see this going around Twitter. I'm just like, what's going on? What's and in my brain I say, what is Samsung doing? Because it's just like, whoa, some pictures. What is Samsung doing? Because it says Samsung all over it, so I just assume, okay, this is Samsung's new thing. They're making the system more personable, whatever. And just like you just said, it's not made by Samsung, so that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
But internet, you got people doing cosplay, which I'm just like, okay, that's cute. And then you got Rule 34 coming into effect with all this not safe for work stuff, and I'm just are you guys serious? Like. This is just a mobile assistant. What is going on? Why are you guys taking this to this level? And I'm just like, wow, people. We can't have nothing.
Like my Twitter kept like people was like, bro, like especially all the Samsung guys. I was like, yo, did you see this? I'm like a day went by and I didn't even really know what they were talking about. Everybody's like, oh yeah, we it's gonna be a replacement for everybody trash Bixby. So this right, like, and I'm like, okay, if we're going from Bixby to this, I mean, like the jump is crazy, right? I mean, like it was so, like the tweets that I saw, Keon, like Apple people, like, you know what? They was doing meals, people were trashing their iPhones and stuff. It was ridiculous.
I know. I made the mistake of clicking on the link that went to Reddit. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. A mistake so much. But like we can't have nice things. We can't have pure good of heart things on the internet.
Definitely can't have nice things, right?
So bad.
So the thing that was good about it was that Samsung's name was attached to it. So Samsung's name
until just now, I thought Samsung really made this.
No, Samsung has absolutely nothing to do with it right now. But now, if I am Samsung, right, and I see this, right, and I see the reaction that people had for this, why wouldn't I put my people to work on this right away? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but then again, the internet is so finicky, right? So what was before? It was something before this. Oh, Lady D from Resident Evil, right?
That's from Resident Evil, yeah. They said that that Sam killed Lady D. Right. Internet was all obsessed with Lady D, and now it's Sam.
Right. So maybe you don't throw a couple $1 million at this right away because of the way the internet works. Maybe it's like a new. It was because really that was like what 4 or 5 days it was in the news, and then boom, it just kind of went away, right? You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. Just seeing the explosion of how people reacted to this character. If that just goes to show Samsung has to do something. They got to change.
Okay.
Because apparently this right here works for people. They like this.
But okay, wait. So Lady D was in the big news, super popular, super hot for like 2 weeks. And then she was still in the internet, but you kind of had to look for her because that's how the internet works. Sam, and then she's in the news. She's in like I can't go on Twitter in public, without just looking over my shoulder for like a week or so, 2 weeks.
Right.
And now I can still find some crazy stuff pretty easily, but it's not just like thrown in my face like it was. So maybe Samsung is just like, this will just die over. It's not even a reason to do a C&D. It's just, it'll die. We don't have to worry about it. Do you think...
I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't even I wouldn't be fanning these flames. That's what I would be.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. Or do you think it's like, wow, even though some of the feedback is like R-rated, people are talking about us. Like my name's out there, and even though we're a popular company, whatever. But now we're like, hey, people are doing stuff. So which one are you doing as a company?
It's a real slippery slope because like I'm saying, it's like this culture that we live in right now. You look. So we see it blow up, and we see how viral it went, but just like again we're talking about Lady D, it goes out so quickly. Like by the time you throw money at it and you build it and you implement it and you get it ready to go for launch, which let's be realistic, what is that going to be like 2 years, maybe a year at the most? The quickest turnaround on this, to get it implemented into the system properly, right? Right. Don't forget about Sam. Sam gonna be like a distant memory. You know what I'm saying? So
they were like, they changed the name from Bixby to Sam. All right, cool. Keep it moving.
Yeah. Now I think that Samsung should do that anyway. I think they should take some from this. Maybe not steal the whole thing because then they have to pay these life farm people, which they should do anyway. But because of what just happened, right? But I mean, if I'm saying that it lets me know that I have to do something, right? People do get excited about certain things. And apparently they're not excited about Bixby. They never have. Nobody has ever been excited about
Nobody. Bixby has always been a joke. And Siri has also always been a joke, but not at the level that Bixby was.
Absolutely, right? So how much money do you want to put into the fact that we're going to see Bixby actually take a form here in the next week or two?
But wait. What did you say that you were going to do? If you're Samsung, if you're CEO of Samsung, what are you doing with this? This publicity.
Right now, first of all, I'm taking Bixby, and Bixby is going in the trash like today, right? That's the first thing I'm doing. I'm taking this whole Sam stuff, whatever I can get from it legally and do legally to transform Bixby into a version of this. That's what I'm working on for the next 6 months. That's what I'm doing.
But are you just changing the name, or are you going to actually put this character out there?
I like the name Sam, but like I said, I don't know what the legal ramifications is. But Samsung is such a big company. I don't know who these life farm characters are. You can send them a check.
I'm saying, are you going to be showing like the character off on your own social media? Are you going to put this on the phone? Or are you just going to change the name?
No. We're gonna try to capture this lightning in a bottle right here. We're gonna try to take this character and we're gonna dance this character around. Look, they already got more commercials out right now than anybody else. All right, so just throw this character in some of them commercials, right? You know what I mean?
No, and I agree. Like, if you were to take this, start making some animated commercials, being like, "Hi, I'm Sam. I'm welcome to the new Note 30 or whatever." You can make it work. You can make it work.
I think you can make it work. I think you can. I think you go ahead and you put these little life farm characters. This is the reason why I think they did what they did. I mean, because look, they're sitting around, right? Why are you drawing a Samsung character? Out of everything you could possibly draw, you know what I mean? And then wouldn't it made more if you really was trying to grab a bag off this, right? Wouldn't it have been even more lucrative to put an Apple logo on the girl instead of a Samsung one?
It's probably either way. Wait a minute. Where did the word Sam come from? Like, did Samsung actually say something about changing the name of Bixby or anything? Or did this literally just come out?
You still trying to put them together? They don't.
I'm just trying to find out, like, did this really just come out of thin air? Like, what happened?
It did. It came out of thin
air. That's wild.
It came out of thin air. It's a graphic company, right? They testing different graphics, right? You know what I mean?
So they're just like, hey, man, we drew up some houses, we drew up a car, we drew up some animals. Let's drop a person. Let's make a Samsung. Like, just randomly. Nobody knew this was coming.
Like randomly, right? Because I saw some of the early stuff, and she didn't have the Samsung logo, right? She was just,
it was just a random person.
Right, she looked kind of like that, and then, but like I said, it wasn't a 3D rendering. It was a pencil sketch. They put it up, and people started like clamoring, like, "Oh my God, what y'all say? Waifu? Is that?" I'm saying that. I don't want to disrespect nobody.
I mean, that is waifu. Don't say what y'all say. I'm not included in it.
Well, I'm just saying.
But yes, waifu is the correct word.
Okay, I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Okay. So,
hey, nobody messaged me in the chat. I don't want to see no messages directed towards me. Just to let y'all know.
Look, that's why I preface it the way I did. I don't want to offend nobody. But anyway, terms like that start flying around on Twitter, right? You know what I mean? And look, it goes viral. So next thing you know, she shows up in 3D form. You know, and there's even a short animation. I think I got it here. I think I don't want to play this video if it's not the right one. But there's even a little. I don't want to play that. But there's an animation.
Strike.
It's like a short little animation. It's like a second and a half, or her kind of doing a little quick animation, and people are just like dying over this thing, right? And then she shows up in full 3D render, little short animation with a Samsung logo on her shirt. The world loses it.
That's all it needed. That's all we needed. Just needed one little thing that we could take and run for, and that's what we did.
No, right? But and I don't know. I guess if I'm them guys, I'm like, I just want to know whose idea was it to put the Samsung logo on there. Because like I'm just saying, if I'm one of them dudes, right, and we're like, oh man, you saw people reacting to our little or our little character or whatever, right? Let's make her Siri, right?
Siri's probably blonde. Like I can just see it in my head.
Yeah, because Siri probably don't look like that, right? So she probably wouldn't be. She probably wouldn't have the dark hair and nothing like that, right? You know, she probably would. She probably look more like a Barbie, right?
Yeah, I can't rock with Siri right now.
Well, either way, I'm just saying, whose idea? Who was the guy who said, you know what, bro? What's really gonna set this off? Let's put a Samsung logo on her.
The worst thing is that you're Light Farm. You do this for your company, and then you're not getting as much press as you want to. You're getting some press from the people like you, Q, who look into this and saying, "What's going on?" And like, "Oh, this came from Light Farm." But people like me and the masses are just saying, "Samsung. Samsung did this.
Right?
What's going on?" So that kind of sucks on that point.
Every blog, every article that I read about this, everybody thought it was Samsung. Everybody's even Lou from Unbox Therapy, they did a little story on it, and they were saying it was Samsung, and I'm like, no, it's not Samsung, y'all. It's not. But if I'm Samsung, I'm like, I'm not gonna stop this press from rolling.
Exactly.
And
being a bigger company, like there's a lot of companies that just buy out smaller companies. I would look at just buying them out. Maybe they have some value to them. Maybe we do need to change Bixby to something else. Maybe we need to make it more personable.
Yes,
or maybe we just need some new graphics for our the new year. So let's buy them out and see what we can do.
It opened a bunch of eyes. I think if people at Samsung didn't pay attention to this, if they're not going to take anything from it, then they're missing the boat. And this right here was an eye opener for me, and it's to see how quickly something like this, simple as that, adding a face and a character to a service that you've been pushing forever, and at one point forcing on people with that button, that physical button. Like you was like at one point you forced it on everybody, right?
And people were looking so hard, like, how do we change this button? Like, dang,
right, you know what I mean?
That's how bad it is.
Yeah, I mean it's bad, right? You know what I mean? So this right here, ain't nobody like people so caught up in the character, right? That they are saying crazy stuff like, oh, well, maybe Samsung wouldn't be so bad now. Like, and I saw all the TikTok stuff, and it was crazy. It was nuts, bro. And Christina, yes, Keon is correct. If you think the stuff that I'm showing up here, no. It gets way worse. You know what I'm saying? It gets
way... Like I said, I clicked on links because I just wanted to see... I just wanted to see what the internet had to show me. And the internet showed me. They let me know.
It gets pretty bad. You know what I'm saying? It gets pretty bad.
Like, what in the world?
But I think it's pretty nuts though. But we'll see how Samsung reacts to this, right? Because you know how Samsung do, man. They already kind of like taking their little jabs and their little punches at stuff. They may roll with it,
But Samsung, out of like the big five, Samsung, Google, Apple, and then Xiaomi and Huawei and everybody. Out of the big five, I feel like Samsung's the one who actually will do something random, and if it doesn't work, they'll kill it. They'll just like whatever, this didn't work, but they'll do it.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely do it. I think that's what I'm thinking. Somebody somewhere at Samsung is looking at this, and they are like, yeah.
One of these companies has to make the assistants more personable.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what's missing. I mean, they trying their best to get Bixby to work, and I'm telling you, like, no matter what they do to it, and trust me, Ken, I'm a fan of Bixby. I like Bixby. I know how to use it. I use it. It's integrated into my life really well.
I don't even like Siri like that.
I use Bixby very often. I use it a lot. It's just that most people and then Samsung did a terrible job of how they implemented it and how they rolled it out. When Apple did it with Siri, they made Siri seem like this is an important thing. Like if you don't pick this up and do it right away, like if you don't get it right off the bat, so that's the point. You got to get it right off the bat. If it don't click with people right off the bat, it ain't gonna work.
And there's a couple of things here. So like Siri, you have different voices. You can make it seem like one of your friends or whatever.
Right.
Google, you can do conversations like Google. You could just keep talking to Google, and Google knows everything. So Bixby is kind of just like Bixby feels the most robotic out of all the assistants because it doesn't have as much, in either direction.
The voices, so now they have 4 voices on it now.
But 4 is not enough.
Yeah, 4 is not enough, and it's just like American girl, American guy. British girl, British guy, and that's it. Yeah,
Siri will go to different regions in the earth. Like I said, Google, you can literally sit and just keep talking to have a conversation with Google. Like they're doing Google's so far ahead right now. Like it's not even funny.
Oh,
so
because
if Samsung wants to push Bixby, they need to make it either personable. They need to make it more feature rich. I don't know how feature rich it is. I haven't had a Samsung device in years, so I can't.
It's a lot better than it was like when you were playing around with them, when they had the dedicated buttons. That's way better than that now. Like. But it ain't the point where they have Issa Rae, Samuel L. Jackson, John Legend, and stuff like that happening. You know what I'm saying? Right? That's way out there, right? Like I'm actually surprised. I don't even know how they even pulled that off. To be honest with you, I don't even know.
But they do need to improve it if they want to push it, or change it if they want to push it.
Absolutely.
Which would you rather see? Would you rather see on like August or September, whenever they do their notes, whenever they do their conference, would you rather see, hey, Bixby can now do 10 times as more things? Or would you rather see, we change Bixby to Sam, Sam is now a person that can help you? Which would you rather see, features or personality?
That is crazy. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That is a tough one because right now, I personally don't have a problem with Bixby. The problem that I have is the way I see the world except Bixby, right? And I think if they didn't change anything about the functionality of it, but they just changed the appearance and the outlook and gave it a little bit more personality, I think that's the quick fix. I think that'll give the adaptability a nice boost, and people will be they'll want to be able to kind of interact with Bixby or Sam or whatever a little bit more. Even if you made Bixby the super intelligent, if it's still Bixby the way it is right now, and and it's still cold and robotic and icy, but it can do 1,000,001 more things than they can do now, I think people will still ignore it. People will still try to find out.
I agree.
Button and all that stuff, right?
I definitely think personality helps because I feel like Siri and Google Assistant can do a lot more things than what 90% of the people use it for. I use mine for alarms and turning off my lights. Like that's all I really care about. Timers and stuff. Yeah. I don't care if it can calculate the quantum, whatever. Like I just wanted to do the regular stuff. Yeah. And if it could be like, yeah, bro, I got you. Like that's that's better than me than their quantum equivalent to this is
right. So I think it's weird that that I think the one that has the most personality is Alexa, but she'll never get brought up in a conversation.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about it. I forgot because we're talking about like phone manufacturers and Amazon. But Alexa does too much.
Yeah, Alexa's too much. I mean, Alexa's in your car now.
She works with too many things.
Alexa in your car. Well, she was the last one to get in the car because I think Siri got in the car first, followed by Bixby. No, but followed by Google.
No, Siri and Google are in the car like heavy.
Yeah.
And Alexa, you have to buy something to have her in their car.
Well, I think some of the newer ones I starting to incorporate some stuff. But but she was the last one to come to the party. But I think they did. Amazon's doing a good job with Alexa though. I think that's coming along pretty nicely. I think it's coming along pretty good. Say Alexa is that mom who is stinky.
Alexa does too much. That's why I don't like Alexa because it just does too much. I can't rock with it.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something that I thought was crazy about Alexa before we move on. So one morning, I asked Alexa what was on my agenda for that day. So she goes down a list of things that's on my calendar for the day. You got a call at 3 p.m. Blah blah blah, and then this is what it said. Because I have all these diet. What do you call those? What do they call them?
The dash buttons.
No, the little they like pills, but not really pills. What do they call them? Whatever.
What do they do?
What they kind of help you with your diet and your exercise and stuff. I forgot the actual word form is, but it's like basically it's like some stuff that's in like a little plastic pill form. You just eat it before you work out or whatever.
Oh, like pre-workout?
Yeah, pre-workout, but I forget what the name of the capsules are called. I forgot what whatever they call it. But anyway, so I'm like, yeah, what's happening? It goes through my thing, and then it says, oh, and by the way, it's about time for you to re-up on such and such, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, how you know? I was like, this is crazy. I know how much I done took already. I'm like, what's going on? You know what I mean? This is nuts.
That's what I said. Alexa does too much. She's overreaching all up in your life.
That was impressive. You know what I mean? Told me I need to get some more stuff. That was good. But and I think it said something about old girl because she has a subscription to these garbage bags that she used for the thing, and it told her about her garbage bags that one time too. And she was like, "Yeah, I don't like that Alexa thing telling me that I need to buy new garbage."
Hey man, it's been about 2 months. You might want to re-up.
You know, I think it's just taking a while. I guess it's just thinking like, oh well, you ordered them on this day, and it's 30 days later. Maybe I should remind them. And I bought it from Amazon, like so that's why. Like I bought it from Amazon, so it knew that I made that purchase. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. So we had fun with Sam, and I knew this conversation was going to be great, right?
Hey, go look up Sam on Reddit, everybody. Have fun.
So let's finish the show off with this one, because I want to see what everybody think about this, right? So we on social media all the time, liking and retweeting and what's the so on TikTok it's a like, on Twitter it's a like? It's a like on there too.
It's a like. I mean, you can retweet as well, but you can also like.
But on Instagram, is it still a like? It's a heart.
Like. It's a like or a share.
Right? Yeah, okay.
Share,
Facebook is a like as well too, right? So Facebook, I forget what
a react.
When I originally read the story, I forget which website they say implemented the like first, right? I forget, it was something boring. No, it was before Facebook. Actually. Yeah, it was actually before
MySpace.
Maybe.
I don't think MySpace had likes though, did they?
No, I think they had like it was no, they didn't have likes. It wasn't them. It wasn't social media. It wasn't really a social media style platform like that that I'm thinking of. I think it was something like something that was along the lines of LinkedIn, but not LinkedIn. Yeah, like it was
a photo sharing thing.
More of something like that. Yeah, they had like the little like. So then Zuckerberg and them saw it and they implemented it into Facebook, and then that's where the like kind of took off at, right? So. And then of course, you know, there's some sites like YouTube, which I find interesting. YouTube has a like and a dislike, right? I don't think nobody else, who else has a dislike? Nobody else got a dislike, right?
Nothing. Reddit has a dislike.
So. Oh, no, they really? Oh,
yeah. Reddit definitely has a dislike, bro, and it goes into effect.
Okay,
real quick.
So here's my thing, Keon. Now, you know, we talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the show. I was doing some research about the power, because like I'm saying, these TikTokers, right? They was like, oh, you know, you got everybody looking at. I see the number of plays my TikTok got, but nobody's liking it, and then they're insisting that you like the video. Like they're going real hard about, you know, liking the video, and I'm like, well, what is going on? And then talk to this girl at work. You know, I was telling her how much fun I was having on TikTok, but I wanted to show her this particular one. She's like, well, you have to like it in order to be able to go back to it. So, and I was like, no, I don't like everything. Like, I don't be going around, you know, just putting my
That's how I feel.
I mean, because my like, and I like to think that my like mean a little bit more than you know,
Yo, that's exactly so. I would say the two platforms I am the most active on, like, no contest. YouTube, Twitter. Yeah. I will watch hours of YouTube a day. I'm on Twitter every time I have downtime. Yeah. I don't like things on YouTube. I don't like things on Twitter. I've gotten a tiny bit better for liking things on Twitter.
So you don't like stuff either?
I don't, and it just feels like it's so much more powerful to like something on like a YouTube or a Twitter.
Somebody feel me on this.
Like Facebook, I'll throw around a like or a react or whatever. Yeah. Instagram, definitely, I'll just throw Instagram around. I don't care about Instagram.
Dude, the Instagram and Facebook likes are so crazy that I've actually heard females, these women that I've been talking to, this is actual conversation. They like, well, only reason why I know about such and such who did this is because such and such liked such and such's picture. And they show me how you can hover over the like, and it'll show you the names of the people who liked it.
Yeah, you can see who liked it.
Why is this important? Why do you care?
Hey man, they need to find out information. So if you want to find out some information, right. and Instagram used to do that like on its own like tab. It used to say like, oh, your friend just liked this stuff, and I'm just like, I don't care
Yeah.
what they like. Like, I don't really want to see what they like. That's not what I'm here for. But yeah, man, I feel you. Like the stuff I go to the most, I do not like stuff because I feel like it's just more powerful as a like for some reason.
It is. I think it's more powerful, right? She says, "Have you ever accidentally reacted to a Facebook post with a laughing emoji on a post that shouldn't have one?" Like somebody
she's laughed at somebody dying. I guarantee you.
They was like, pray for me. I just lost my auntie or whatever. And you put a laughing. What's worse though? Do you put the laughing emoji? Do you put the like? Like, what's going on? How do you respond?
No, laughing is way worse than the like in that case. That's terrible. You can like it because it'd be like, oh, I have your support.
But
laughing.
So basically, you saying, oh, look, dude, I lost my aunt. I like that. I like the fact that you lost your.
It's like no, it's just like I feel you, I got you. But laughing is like, nah, you can't. There's nothing else to say with laughing.
Oh, you think it's funny that I lost my auntie? What's going?
But
is that what's happening right now?
So. Going a little bit deeper in this conversation, likes on Instagram now, you can turn off the number of likes.
I saw that, yes.
There's multiple reports that seeing the number and comparison syndrome and all this other stuff can be like negative on your mental health.
Right. Yeah.
And I kind of feel that as a photographer who's trying to get, more business and more whatever, and I'm looking up to people and I'm seeing they got 10,000s of likes, 100,000s of likes, and I'm getting 26. What is this? So I've actually, on my Instagram, I turned off all likes. I can see like Q like this and other people like this. That's all I can see. No numbers, no nothing. And I feel like that creates a better experience just because, some people like that.
So I like that. So it's a weird thing. She says in Canada.
Canada was like the first person to try that.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
Canada and like Australia.
Oh, with the Instagram thing. Oh, okay. Because I know I just it's live because it's live now, right? You can do it now, right?
It's live and it's live everywhere now. You just go into your settings and you can turn off the number of likes.
So if you do with all the likes, right? You want to show them off, right? So you don't want to turn it off. But if you're the guy who like, oh man, I ain't got
so
no
like
likes,
if I turn mine off, I can't see it for anybody. No matter if you have yours on or off, I can't see it for anybody.
I would just so you would look at people and you would know that they got all these likes. Okay.
Yeah, so you're turning it on for your experience. So I turned it off. I can't see numbers for mine. But like if you have yours on, you can go to my post and see like 17 people liked it. But I can't see that.
I get the purpose of it, but it begs the question, Keon. So if you got the option for people not to see the likes, is that undercutting the value of the like? Is that taking the teeth out of the like?
I mean, not really, because it's not affecting your it's not affecting your experience. It's only affecting mine. For me, I don't care about the number. I don't care about the number for anybody's. I'm going in for artwork. I'm going in for emotion or whatever I'm going in for. So I don't care about the number. But if you care about the number, if you're like, I need to make sure I get 10,000 likes because
that's
I want to be the best or like a brand.
That's the way they do it, right?
They need it for like their brands and stuff too.
Yeah, right.
So they need to keep it on so they can visually look at it. But that's not what I'm in it for. I'm just in it for, art or whatever.
Yeah, but see, and I'm just trying to, to get a grip on it because if this continues, because if you feel the same way, and Jenna Takeover said she took hers off too and left them off, and so if that spreads, and the majority of people who are using the platform have chosen to turn the likes off because hey, likes don't mean nothing to me. So now nobody can see the likes except.
But we're not turning off likes. We're just turning off the number.
Right. That's what I'm saying, right? But that's the whole part of the thing, right? So a lot of times I see YouTube videos and I say, oh shit, he got like, he got a bunch of likes. He got, and I'm like, well, then I would try to see like what I need to do to get the same amount of likes that he got, right? But if I can't,
that's comparison syndrome. But that's comparison syndrome.
Okay.
See, you're comparing yourself to somebody who got more likes, and that's affecting what you are thinking about yourself, what you're planning on doing with your new stuff.
Gotcha.
So like it can be toxic.
Gotcha.
Now, I will say what YouTube was trying to do at one point, they were trying to remove the dislike, and I feel like that's I don't like that. I want to know if I was a content creator, I want to know what's not received as well as some other stuff.
Yes.
I want to know like I'm putting out content. Whether it's content that I need to put out for my own personal being or I'm running a business and I need to make money, I need to make sure I know what's received well, what's going to make me money, what's not going to receive well.
Yeah.
It kind of depends on my purpose on the platform. But I feel like having a dislike button is equally important as having a like button.
I think so too.
Like,
But you know, I understand why. I understand why Facebook ain't got no dislike button though. I completely.
every platform does not need a dislike button, especially the
Absolutely.
platforms like Facebook. Twitter definitely doesn't need a like button.
No, definitely not. So I get it, right? I get why some people don't have it, right? It makes sense. But here's my final question about it, right? Because a lot of y'all, like it look like most of y'all are kind of in the same camp with this, and I'm just trying to wrap my head around it, right? So for the people who look at the likes, like when they see the how the likes can be problematic, those are the same people who are searching for the likes need to. So my question basically is this: since you don't care about seeing the likes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to make you more or less inclined to like something? Because we still need you to like things, right?
For me, it doesn't change. Like, let's say for Instagram, because Instagram is where I've turned off my like count number. It doesn't change how I feel about Instagram. The way I go about my Instagram is I'll scroll for 10, 20 minutes at a time. I'll like it. If something speaks to me, I'll like it. I don't really care about anything else. If something speaks to me, if I'm trying to support a homie, if I'm doing whatever I gotta do, I'm gonna still like your stuff. Okay. It's just that, my personal Instagram, I post for me and I kind of post for my business. Like I kind of make sure it ties into my business. But I also like, if you read my captions, like they're not like whatever. They're not business captions. They're me captions.
Right. Okay.
So like for my own experience, for my own profile, that's my work. That's what I want to show off to the world. But I'll still like stuff. I'll still throw out because that's going to help you. It doesn't really do much for me. It tailors my my feed, but I kind of tailored my feed already. But I'll throw you a like, I'll throw you a share or a save or whatever you need to help you out because I'm trying to help you out. But it doesn't change anything of how I use the platform. It just makes it so I don't see the number. That's all it does.
Because it's weird because like I'm telling you with the research that I saw. They had even made it where they actually added a dollar value to the actual like, right? Depending on what the platform it was, right? Like they broke it all the way down to what the return on investment was for getting a like. And I thought it was very interesting. Like that's why people are so like they go so hard for this like, right? They do it when they say do it for the likes, they ain't playing.
And it's funny because a lot of these platforms right now have devalued the like. Like Instagram, the like is the worst type of interaction you can get.
Absolutely.
It's like it means nothing to Instagram for you to get a like.
That's
so it's really funny to see people live and die for a like. Like, why are you not living and dying for something else?
But the like does control the algorithm, right? The like has
not really.
It don't have.
It has, like I said, it has the least amount of pull. Like it's more important to get a comment or a share or a save. So it's like it does help you, of course. I'm not going to say it doesn't help you at all, but it does the least amount of work.
Gotcha. Yeah, because it's so weird. I look at a lot of social media stuff, and for me personally, like I said, unless it's one of the homies, right, doing something that I see, or something that is extremely dope, right, something that is extremely like and you know how I am, Ken. Me and you, our excitement level when it comes to being impressed with stuff. You got to really hit a real high market to make us be like, oh my God, that's dope, right? You know what I mean? Like, so for me, my like. It actually carries a lot of weight. So if you see me like your stuff, then you're doing something right. Like you like my choice. So that's some good stuff right there. But I feel like the more you like stuff, the more it devalues the like, and that's why like now the Instagram like is worthless, and the Facebook like is worthless, and I think the YouTube like is worthless. I don't know where a like.
Like I said, I never really like things on YouTube, so I don't even really. I like if somebody says, "Hey, we're doing a giveaway. Like this video." I'm like, "All right, maybe I'll like it. Maybe I don't know." Right. But
and another reason I don't like that stuff. I don't like liking things because liking stuff ties things to you. It leaves a trail.
Yes, it does. And I hate YouTube for that because YouTube will be the one where, hey man, watch this one video, and so you watch it once, and then YouTube's like, oh, you like this? Let me show you. No, YouTube, no, calm down, calm down.
So you're making a new listen. I wouldn't even know where to begin because I don't know. I'm so anti, like I'm so like really anti. Like I like to talk and stuff, but I'm I'm an antisocial person. I really don't like dealing with people.
You're a lurker. Like you sit in the background and you read a lot and you absorb a lot, but you're not gonna put out as much.
I don't really like dealing with folk. You know, even though I do it for a living, and I'd rather get paid for dealing with you than just dealing with you just to be dealing with you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's weird like that. So I wouldn't know where to start with putting on my own. It would probably be like super pro-black, super woke. It'd be so terrible. Nobody would want to join. They'd be like, no, I can't. Like, no,
I'm dead. I'm done. Oh, sorry, chat. I'm dead.
Like only the weirdos go to that show. I'm serious, bro. It'd be like the blackest of the black. You know what I mean? It'll draw so much ire from the.
All right. Oh god.
That was the things that are being shared on that platform. Now we got to shut that down from the government level.
That was the best. No, but I definitely like. I definitely like my Instagram now because Instagram's like the only one to do it. Not seeing numbers definitely helps. It definitely puts things more on a same platform. Like I don't look at certain people and be like, they're a celebrity, like they're getting
right.
It's just it makes it less about that and more about the content shared, which is why I do it. I do like that. So I do like how the dislike button as well. It gives you context on either this was bad content or a part of my crowd doesn't like this, or what it gives you a different level of content.
Is it not still considered the hater button?
I wouldn't even consider it a hater button because maybe it is something bad about that content. Maybe it is something like if I only had iOS followers and then I put in an Android is the best video, then I know that they're not necessarily haters. They're more so this isn't the content they signed up for.
Right. So, look, I would be straight up with you. I've been watching this video one time, right? This dude was talking about, I guess he was talking about some galaxy something or other. I don't even remember when this was, but we like 12 minutes into the video, and I'm good. My mouse is slowly going toward the subscribe button. It's eating its way up.
Yeah, it takes me like 2 or 3 videos to subscribe to somebody.
I don't like it at this point. I don't like it already because he's talking some really cool stuff. I don't like it now, but now my mouse, I'm so impressed now that my mouse is moving over toward the subscribe button. Then he said something about, well, as an iPhone user, I think I'm really impressed. I said, what the hell? I would have took my like back.
Dang, you took your like back?
I took my like back. You know what I'm saying?
So for me, like, I'll watch like 3 videos of your channel. Yeah. And if you get 3 good videos, I know like you're gonna produce some good content. I'll give you a subscribe. For me, subscribe is nothing. I'll subscribe. That's it. I'm not liking you. I'm not liking your video. I'm sorry, but I'm not liking your video.
I even left him a comment. I say, bro, you almost had a subscriber until you mentioned that you was an iPhone user. Boom.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. I took my like back. You can't have that. No,
man. You gotta be on the other side. You gotta see what the other side's doing, man. You don't get blindsided in tunnel vision, man.
Hey, man, it's developing, but I'm just saying, you can't have my like, bro. Not on that nonsense.
I'm not giving. It's so bad for YouTube. YouTube seriously has the least amount of likes I've ever given them in my life, and I give them the most time out of my life too. It's so bad. Okay. I really want to give YouTube more likes, but I don't really want to start changing stuff. Like I like how my news feed kind of happens, so like I don't really want to change anything.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, and then I'm gonna tell you, especially like I had to be super careful on Instagram because being a married man, it's certain levels of respect and things that I have to kind of maintain. But you can't be liking things like you mess around like that one booty pic and next thing, and it's so weird that if it's like sometimes it's weird. Sometimes people get notifications that such as like I don't like something. Like I see things that you
That's
like.
Weird.
They be like
you see things that I like. I like a lot of stuff.
I see stuff that you like on Twitter. It'll say Keon just like such and such on Twitter.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry because my likes on Twitter are not. They're not for you at all, bro.
No, dude, let me tell you, it's this one dude, man. Like on my football stuff that I do on the football thing. This is one cat. I ain't gonna call his name out, but he be liking like that XXX part of Twitter. You know what I'm talking about? He be liking.
So I've seen that too. So like I have some friends like in the tech field, and then the only thing we ever talk about iPhones, cases, whatever. And then I see something, your friend just retweeted or commented or liked this, and I'm just like, oh, okay, all right, let's just okay. I see you. You got another side to you. I feel it.
Right. I did not ask for this, bro. So I had to hit him up. Be like, cuz.
I did that too. I was like, hey man, you showing some stuff. I don't know if you know. I don't really care. It's your life, but
it's crazy, man. It's nuts. Anyway, man, listen, Keon, it was good to be back together. Doing the show again this week. I had a lot of fun this week, man. We tripped out hard.
Yes.
Jonah Takeover, I definitely want to check out that because I'm all about that pro. But I'm with it. We need to hook up. Because I want to check that out and see what you got going on with that. It was good to see you again this week. Had a blast this week, Keon.
What happened to Josh? Where's Josh? Where's he at?
Well, they extended, so the world opening back up. Everybody think coronavirus is over. I checked the numbers the other day, it definitely ain't over. But they extended the hours at the store, so he has to be there at 8:00 now. So, man. So he missing the show. He had to watch it on the replay a lot of the times. But so I told him kind of his presence is missed here, man. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man, Josh, if you're listening, I'm looking out for your boy. I know you always say we shout out the ladies. We don't really give the fellas a lot of credit. I'm shouting you out. I'm missing you, my guy. So just want to put that out there.
Yeah. So the podcast has been great this year. Okay, I don't know if you know this or not, but I don't know how important it is to the audience either. But I changed the podcast platform from Buzzsprout to Red Circle because I felt like I was paying $18 a month for nothing. The promotion they were doing was absolute horrendous and garbage. So they're not getting no more money from me. So that's what I did all day today was porting the podcast over to another platform. But everything should still be showing up on iTunes and wherever you get podcasts from. Everything should still be working properly. Anyway, you guys have been awesome as always. We definitely enjoyed myself tonight. This was pretty good. And I will catch you guys next week with everything. Christina, y'all trip about me taking my like back. I'm telling you. Listen, don't be friends with me on Instagram because I'm telling you, I don't know if you can take a like back on Instagram. Can you?
You can take a like back. You can take a like back anywhere.
Well, Christina, I'm going to show you how to take a like back. I'm going to do it tonight. I'll catch y'all next week. Y'all take it easy. We out of here, man.
Peace.